Good day, dearest Adoria. If you hear any noises in the background, please disregard those, even though I think that the noise cancellation is supposed to like knock it out. But my daughter's doing her hair, and that's a very, teenagers. So let's get into your reading today. So we are getting into your baby daddy and what's going on there. So right now, I'm going to start with what his intentions are to you at this time. I know you have him blocked. A tragic time, but let's see what's going to happen going forward. And then I'm also pulled out my timing deck. And I told you it's going to take him a year to bump his ass a couple good times before he come back with it more together, ready to invest in a relationship properly. Right now, he needs him. He needs to heal himself, but he's not getting that at this time. He's trying to use outside distractions like drugs and women that he purposefully is not seeing a future with. You know how some people see a person of value and that makes them change, like, oh, I knew this person was the one I needed to focus, I needed to lock in because I couldn't let that pass me by, right? No, if he sees one of those, he's gonna go. He's looking for the ones that are just like likely taken. They got a boyfriend, they got some situation that keeps them from making this too serious. He wants a fun time, girl. He wants to have a fun time. He just does not want to think. He's not adulting right now. So just to let you know what space he's in and why the disconnect between you guys. So what are the intentions of Adoria's baby father to her at this time? What are his intentions or feelings? He still needs some money, girl. He still needs some money, and he's still, that boy's a liar. Or he will lie when he pops back up. So as of right now in this moment, whatever your argument was, he still feel like he deserves an apology. He does not feel like he was in the wrong. So right now, the same way that you have him blocked, he might not even recognize that you have him blocked, because in his mind, he done blocked you. Like he ended the argument, or y'all ended the argument, and he's like still waiting for you to spin the block. I'll pull separately for what he's going to do once he realizes it. But that might be where the dishonesty comes into play. Because in the middle of that, it's like he don't want y'all beefing like this. It says, I want you to know your presence and is appreciated, and I can be a safe space for you. Because he's the type of dude that shows back up afterwards like, hey, baby, look, I got you something I knew you would like. It's very much like this energy. Ew, girl, ew. That's what I gotta say, if I'll be honest. That's why I keep looking off. I keep trying not to make a face like, you want this back? You show. There must be something that's not being represented in these cards. That's the reason you want him back. Because a grown ass man with this mentality that I'm feeling right here, ain't nobody got time to deal with that when you got kids. Don't nobody need no grown kid. This feels like you have a teenage man. This is your oldest son, baby. Like, just gonna pop back up with some gifts or something that you like, maybe gifts for the kids, act like nothing happened. But if you bring it up, it's gonna be like an energy of, well, we both was in the wrong, you need to apologize to me too. Like, ew. No accountability is here. And he will only pop back up once he needs something. Once he needs something, a small favor. I'm hoping you can help me with something small. He one of them, let me hold something niggas. I feel it. So unsolicited advice also. This is the type of person, if you try to bring up them doing anything wrong, even if you are in this space right now, if you're concerned like, hey, I'm worried about where you're going. Like, I know you lost your mom and there's a lot happening here. How you been feeling? He'll flip it back around. Like, what you mean I've been wilding out? What about you? What about what you've been doing? Like, oh my gosh, this argument. I don't even want to see it in the cards. So let me pull on the time before I get to the rest of them. And I just grabbed my love decks because I wanted you to see beyond a shadow of a doubt what we was working with here. The last time we did a session, I was like, you're going to take like a year, girl. You fucking around. How long will it be Before Adoria's baby daddy gets through this difficult phase and wants to reconcile. During that time, you really could just move on. December. I know that's an Olivia song, not like that, but I don't know. Ends of the year, a year, a year. And then the smart ass, sometime in the future. Baby girl, he might reach out to you in July when he realizes he blocked or after he's done with his bullshit and he needs some help on something. But life is going to be his ass till December for him to be like, dang, I might have had a good thing anyway. Just like the whole start playing games. His fun time girls ain't fun times no more. The drugs don't numb anymore. He's going to be forced to look at himself. So let's see. What will he be forced to heal in order to come into alignment or the opportunity for alignment in December? Keep in mind, some of what I told you today is just his character. Even if he comes back to you, that's still the type of arguments you're going to be having, sweetie. Like when he does something wrong and y'all are trying to work on a relationship, he's still going to be quick to say, well, what about what you doing? Every time you try to bring up something that he needs to handle on his end. So he needs to appreciate the love he had by seeing what happens with people or connections where it's just lust. He needs to feel that emptiness and that low because he wasn't appreciating relationship. There was no balance in the relationship. It's like he wanted you to, when y'all were together, he wanted you to look at him in the untouchable, a side chick way. That's the best way I could say it. All right, so you know how you got your main person and you live with them, y'all got bills, y'all got life. So it's not always going to be roses. You're not always going to be like all in his face. With side chicks, it's like he is the cherry on the top of their life. A side chick or a side person is like, that's your fun time. I keep saying that, but that's the not so serious, we chill, we bug. That's the energy there, right? But you can't keep that other energy without something real underneath. It's like the high is there at first, and then it like he wanted you to treat him like a king all the time, but not hold him accountable. Was he a mama's boy? Oh my God. So he has to learn to appreciate a love that is real, that is solid. Like coming home to people who actually care about him and won't dip on him when he doesn't have, he can't trick off, or if he needs money, because it seems like that could be a theme. But he didn't understand that real love is not the glamour of just physical or sexual attraction to someone or someone who dotes over you. Why do you want people to call him daddy? He got kids. He should not want that. But that's the energy, just like little Stu. I don't want to be rude to the females, but because they are taken or in relationships and they are sleeping with this man because he seems to have perks, smoke, drink, dig. Those seem to be the perks and little vacation outings. And by that, I mean like little hotels and stuff that seems like it's lit, but like there is no substance. It seems like even the conversation is. And after a while, he's just gonna be like, what am I doing with my life? Pretty much. What am I doing with my life? This is not adding up to shit. Do you want to wait through that? So what does Adoria need to know about this relationship with this connection? I got one more deck I'm pulling from after this. What does she need to know about this relationship or connection? Someone else is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. This is a third party. Look at that. That's y'all over there. And that's the little bust down I was talking about. Good thing you knew, or I would have had to take a completely different tone with this reading. Y'all are distant. Y'all ain't together. They were real literal today, huh? Like we knew that. This will take compromise, forgiveness, and understanding to work it out. And if y'all can get past that, it will move into a commitment. But for right now, you need to know to trust your intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. So in this moment, I am getting that I need to ask you, during the time that you have been alone, is there some form of peace that you have found that you did not have while he was there? Because it seems like you kept him up on a pedestal while he was in your face and you're missing him, right? But if you would take time and recognize the positives that have happened in your life since he disappeared, you would miss him less. You miss the company of somebody, and you can actually call in somebody who will appreciate what you bring to the table already. There is a groundedness to your love. You know how some guy, like I was saying, some girls gas up a dude, daddy, can you do this? Like make him feel like a king, a man, like he the boss, right? You are more of a partner. And the wrong man will not appreciate that. You're more like, oh, you got to do this. Well, I'm doing this on such and such days. Let's link up here. Let me do this. What can I contribute? Blah, blah, blah. You're strategic. Your love is for the long run. You are a wife. You are a partner. You are not a trick or somebody that you just get some blunts and some Hennessy and hang out with. That would never do for you. You are driven in a way. And I want you to recognize in this moment, sweetheart, and I rarely do this. I usually just give people the details and then let them like go make their own decisions. But you could do so much better. Even if he comes back, because of the time that you've had off, once you get him back, or if he comes back around and y'all start working on it, you are going to have a moment where you look at him like, I could do so much better. So, what does Adoria need to know in closing about this situation? It really like his mama treated him like a king. Ain't no way around it. Like he feels in some way like God's gift to women. If he is not held up in a certain way, like he can do better. Like I don't need this shit. Like, oh. So yes, there was a lot of lust and passion and fire between you guys. That is what kept the relationship going. That sexual energy, that sexual bond, right? But it's being listed as karmic relationship. Like it was an important lesson for you. And in this case, I'm going to say that lesson was realizing how bomb you are, how amazing you are, how rare what you bring to the table is. And this might all come full circle when he comes back to you, like, hey, you know, I was just thinking about that old thing that we had and the way you held me down and I didn't notice or whatever the case was. But you know, we was both doing our bullshit. That energy. Because he's a runner, he's a track star. Okay, man. A snake. And once again, we got what? The other woman. Ma'am, I ain't got to say nothing else. It is what it is. You take this time, cry yourself a river as you need to. Look through your Google gallery at your memories. Like, but then I want you to look in that mirror and say, my mama would fucking not. Just in the energy of you realizing that, hey, if I told people what I was going through or what I was putting up with, how many times or how many people would have said, ma'am, because I feel like you've been keeping this to yourself. You've been keeping it low. You hold your head up high. And that's so crazy that he wanted king treatment, but he could not recognize it coming from a queen. He wanted it from a courtesan. He wanted it from a harlot. He was on his King Solomon and he just wanted a million brides instead of the one that was going to be the plug. And that will be his lesson when you get with a guy who gets it and he sees you and your children that you ever am with somebody else on their proper pedestal. So you'll get the last laugh. Don't let this get you down. Have a good day.